Yes, there is a Rick and Morty pilot episode, and it's on YouTube.
Morty? Well,
Oh, jeez.
Hey guys, how are you? I hope you are okay. Do you like Rick and Morty? I separated 66 curiosities about the series for you, and for those who don't know me yet, I'm the Monio, the interdimensional demon who talks most about Rick and Morty on YouTube, and you're on my channel. The series was created, sold, and scripted in just one day. As soon as they created the idea for Rick and Morty, Don Harmon and Justin Roiland received the okay from Adult Swim for the pilot and immediately began working on the script for the episode. All in the same day. As many of you may know, the original sketch of the drawing was intended to be a parody of Back to the Future, with Rick being just called Doc. The original short film that gave the idea for the cartoon is called The Real Animated Adventures of Doc and Marty, and is available on YouTube with the original voices.
Up, Marty!
Lock it up! I don't even know what that means, Doc. I never heard about that before.
Lock it up means shut your fucking mouth up, Marty.
The episode inspired by The Purge was done improvised, as no one from the production of the cartoon had seen the film. The series was one of the first to premiere an episode on Instagram. The 8th episode of the first season, 60 Minutes, was uploaded on the social network before it officially aired. However, at that time, Instagram videos were limited to 15 seconds. Because of this, the episode had to be cut into 109 pieces. The design team uses legal loopholes to insert phallic shapes in the animation, since there is a rule that if they change the color of these elements to a color that is not skin tone, it is not a problem. In a 2013 interview, one of the creators revealed some inspirations for the design. Among them, he cited inspiration from Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, South Park and others. Unlike other channels, the Adult Swim that transmits the cartoon gives complete freedom to the creators, and the episodes have very few script adjustments for the final version. Mr. Meeseeks came from a cat named Skisex, and the design came from a skit on the Mr. Show. The creators, at the beginning of the series, considered inserting a big secret that would only be revealed at the end, but a Reddit user posted a theory that that was exactly what they were going to do, so the idea was abandoned. The inspiration for the Total Recall episode, in which alien parasites invade the family's home and create false memories in their brains, came from the popular series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. To do the burping lines, Justin Roiland, who records Rick's voices, drinks a low-calorie beer to build up gas in his stomach and then tries to speak the lines while burping in between. The famous Pickle Rick episode was partially inspired by Breaking Bad episode 4 Days Out, in which Jesse's trailer breaks down in the middle of the desert, leaving him and Walter trapped there, and Walter must use his basic knowledge of science to keep the two of them safe, alive. The character Gearhead, who appears in several episodes, is inspired by Roboto from He-Man. The flying saucer is one of the most iconic things in the Calvin and Hobbes-inspired series. Contrary to what many think, the writers do not research the science part of the series, and all they use is their science fiction knowledge to make the episodes. Rick Wubba's famous phrase "Lubba Dub Dub" was actually an unsuccessful attempt to imitate the Three Stooges. The original phrase would be "Wub Wub Wub Wub," but at the time of recording, Rick's interpreter read it wrong, which generated the catchphrase we know. There's a special Simpsons opening where there's a crossover with Rick and Morty, where Rick's ship kills Homer's family and Morty is in charge of cloning them. Look it up on YouTube afterwards. It's pretty good.
Oh my god, Morty, what did you do? You killed the Simpsons, Morty!
No, I didn't mean to.
The interpreter who records the voices of Rick, Justin Roiland, gets really drunk to record the scenes in which Rick drinks. He usually uses tequila to get drunk before recording. At the request of many Rick and Morty fans, McDonald's decided to launch a promotion in which one of them would sell the famous McNugget hot sauce, which was available and sold for a limited time to promote the 1998 Mulan movie. What Donald's didn't foresee was that the demand would be so high that those who managed to buy it started selling it on eBay. Luckily, it was re-released in much larger quantities later. The Rick and Morty opening theme song was reused from another previous project by one of the creators of the series called Dog World, which was rejected by the Cartoon Network, and the first season episode called Lawnmower Dog has many references and inspirations in this project. In the famous episode Swifty Justin, Justin Roiland, one of the creators of the series, appears hanging from balloons and with a sign hanging around his neck written "Thief." Squanchy, Rick's cat friend who turns into a muscular creature, almost got an origin story, but at the last minute they decided to leave it out of the episode. Few people know, but the interpreter who voices Rick, Justin Roiland, also voices Morty and several characters that participate in the series.
It's pretty darn cool. I just made some French toast with cum all over it.
What? Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Jeez, Morty. Whoa, you really, I made the machine, completely open-ended, but I didn't think...
Many claim that Rick is a nihilist character, but Dan Harmon, one of the creators of the series, disagrees that he is a nihilist and says that he sees him as a threshold between the figure of man and God. Many fans have already wondered what drink is in Rick's bottle. The creators of the series stated in an interview that they believe it is vodka. One of the animation's initial ideas was for all episodes to end with the destruction of the Earth, but in the end the idea was abandoned. The character Jerry was originally going to be a businessman, but his personality was changed to be more comedic for the series. The episode M, Night Shame Aliens, is inspired by an experience with LCD that a friend of the creators had, in which he tells that he ran naked from aliens. The Citadel is inspired by a Fantastic Four comic in which there is a Council of the Reeds in which 3 Reed Richards from 3 different realities control various versions of Reeds from different universes. The title of the episode Lawnmower Dog is a reference to the film The Lawnmower Man, which is based on a short story by Stephen King. In that same episode we can see it being very similar to the Freddy Krueger, making a reference to the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street. The Anatomy Park episode is a clear reference to the Jurassic Park franchise and also Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. In Close Rick Counters of the Rick kind, one of the Mortys looks like Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz was originally cast as Marty in Back to the Future, but was replaced by Michael J. Fox during production. Although Mr. Poopy Butthole made his first appearance in the episode Total Recall, the producers wanted to make it look like he was a part of the series all along by editing him into the opening credits. The original color for Mr. Meeseeks was a neon taupe. However, the concept did not go over well with viewers, so the producers turned it blue. Neon taupe? What is neon taupe anyway? Fans started a petition in 2016 to convince Adult Swim to greenlight a feature film production. In episode 3 of season 2, the show that Unity created for Rick is an alien version of Community, a show that Dan Harmon created, with all the main characters from that show making an appearance in this show: Jeff, Annie, Shirley, Pierce, Troy, Abed and Britta. Bird Person is a parody of The Hawk by Buck Rogers. Dan Harmon wore a Bird Person costume during Comic-Con 2015. Rick joined the family just a month before the timeline set in the pilot after being absent from his daughter's lives for 20 years. This explains the complicated relationship with the rest of the family. In the episode Raising Gazorpazorp, the ruler Marsha and the other Gazorpians with her are voiced by Claudia Black and Virginia Hay. Black and Hay also played the lead roles in the science fiction series Farscape. Production is handled by Studio Bardell Entertainment in Canada, which uses a variety of different animation and visual effects software to create the show. Animation for the show is done using Toon Boom Harmony, while background art for the show is done in Adobe Photoshop. Post-production is done in Adobe After Effects. The universe where most of the action on Earth takes place, C-137, is just one of the endless universes that Rick and Morty travels through on the show. Rick never wears a seatbelt in vehicles, while all the other characters do. Rob Paulson voiced Snowball the dog in the episode Lawnmower Dog. This would be the second time he has voiced a character of that name bent on world domination. The first time was in Pinky and the Brain, where he voiced a hamster that used to be the Brain's best friend. In that same episode, Maurice LaMarche, who voiced the Brain in Pinky and the Brain, provided the voice for Snowball's accountant. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad auditioned for the role of Jerry early in the show's production. King Jellybean was originally developed for another show created by Justin Roiland called Unbelievable Tales. In that show, the character went by the name Crumply Crumplestein. Before getting the production deal with Adult Swim, Justin Roiland offered the project to Fox, but was rejected. Are you enjoying the video, my people? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my next content. The car driven by Jerry is inspired by the Wagon Queen family pickup truck from National Lampoon's Vacation. The creator of the animated series Gravity Falls makes a cameo in the episode Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. He voiced a character called Toby Matthews. Roiland initially wanted the show's running time to be 11 minutes, but Adult Swim pushed for a half-hour show. Fast food chain Carl's Jr. released a television commercial in 2015 in which Rick brings Carl Jr.'s hamburgers into Morty's room while Morty is sleeping. The hamburgers go berserk and steal things from Morty's room. Adult Swim announced that there will be a Rick and Morty anime, and it will have 10 episodes. The episodes focused on interdimensional cable television are completely improvised, and the idea came when Roiland got drunk and started talking a bunch of nonsense. The animators then decided to draw everything he said. Both creators had a reputation for being difficult to work with, so much so that Harmon had to publicly apologize after humiliating one of his employees. The creators have already stated that they already had plans to make a completely serious episode, completely removing all the humor part. Originally, Rick's portal gun was only going to be used in one episode, but the writers realized how much they could do with limitless universes and made it a huge part of the show. Dan Harmon once commented that the show is an accurate embodiment of bipolar disorder. So that's why Rick and Morty are so different from each other in every way. The most interesting thing is that they still manage to maintain a solid family relationship. There is a mysterious pink alien that appears in the first episode and several others, as an Easter egg of sorts. In several instances throughout the series, Rick notes that he is fully aware of his presence in a cartoon series. He often speaks to his audience just like Deadpool does, and this can be seen in the episodes Total Recall and Raising the Zorpazork. In Rick's garage is a framed photo of Doofus Rick from the episode Close Rick Counters of the Rick Kind. Dimension J19 Zeta 7's Rick Sanchez has befriended Jerry, who is initially taken aback by Rick's genuine kindness. The cartoon has already made several loyal advertisements for products. One of the most interesting is that of God of War Ragnarok, in which Rick goes on an adventure where he is Kratos and Morty is Atreus. Many theories say that Evil Morty is actually the original Morty of the C-137 universe and that the Rick we follow replaced him. The facious Morty that appears in the episode Edge of Tomorty, Rick Die Rick Pete, is a reference by the creators to the toxic fanbase of the cartoon. Hey guys, did you like the video? If you have any suggestions for the next videos of the 66 facts, leave them in the comments. That's it, my people. Until next time, demonic hugs.